Hello, this is Inside the Press Box with Sunil Sunder Raj for the Everyday Fan Sports. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Jody Murillo. Just wrapped up his freshman year at Dyer High School in Denton, Texas. First on the JV, now the varsity baseball team, a left-handed pitcher, an outfielder, and first baseman. Jody, once again, thank you so much for the opportunity. It's great to be speaking with you. Congrats on your success here, your freshman year on the baseball team at Dyer High School.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, outstanding numbers you put up. 335 average, 2 home runs, 12 extra base hits, 30 plus RBIs. I mean, when you've had some time now to think back, I mean, what you were able to accomplish. I'm just wondering what comes to your mind first and foremost, Jody.
I mean, all the hard work I've been putting in, lifting, hitting, everything, like putting in the work with my dad. I mean, to me, it's no surprise that I've been playing pretty good. I mean, those are the results that have been shown. Yes, sir.
That's great. Hey, just heading into this season, just talk about in terms of the training, the strength and conditioning. I said nutrition. There's so many again components that go into preparing for a season. As we know with sports, especially baseball, it's 24/7, 365. You really can't take a day off if you really want to be the best, at what you do. Just talk about that, what you were able to do on a personal level, Jody.
I work out about 5 to 6 times a week. Right now, every tournament basically starts on Thursday, so I'll probably play my games and then I'll work out after the game, which most of the time I have time. I work a lot on things that need to be strong in order to be able to hit the baseball hard, throw the ball hard. So yeah,
that's great. Yeah. Just talk about that. The fact that you play a multitude of positions. So you're training, for not only to be, of course, a pitcher, but also an outfielder and first baseman. So I'm just wondering, before the season started, in terms of, training as well for those positions, Jody.
First base, I like to take a lot of ground balls, a lot of like infield drills, outfield, how to repop flies and stuff, taking different angles, pitching. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of arm care. I run a lot for my arm to stay healthy. That's pretty much it. I need to keep my arm healthy because when my arm feels good, feels good.
Yeah, it said you indicated throwing as high as 82, around 79 to 80 as well. Yes, throwing a variety of pitches, fastball, changeup, curveball. That must feel really good, Jody, that you have that in your arsenal. You have a variety of pitches because you really can throw hitters, off their game. Just talk about that when you're on the mound, just being in that locked in that zone and having that control.
I think whenever my changeup is on, I think I'm pretty much unstoppable. Like, because my changeup moves like a curveball, and then my fastball has run to it, mm-hmm. and my curveball is just straight over the top, so it'll drop. So, I mean, it just changes to the hitters.
Yes, that's great. Okay, let's talk on the flip side in terms of your hitting. Again, you definitely flourished this season. Talk about just your approach at the plate and just in terms of when you get up there into the hitter's box and just you're eyeing the pitcher. It's you one-on-one against that pitcher. Just talk about again what from your perspective what your just your mindset is and your approach there, Jody.
When I get up to the box, I'm looking to drive a fastball. I know I can't get beat with a fastball. And I like to work counts as well. I know whenever I get down the counts, I am still a really good hitter. I can hit off speed. I like to stay gap to gap approach is pretty. And then I don't try to hit bombs. I just let them happen. Yeah. So
that's what I was going to ask you. That you like to spray the ball around the field, into the outfield, but hitting those home runs, I don't think there's any better feeling. Just talk about that, hitting two of them. I mean, that must have felt so exhilarating, Jody.
Yes, sir.
Just talk
Yeah.
about those home runs.
I mean, my I think the home run I hit at Allen was real good because we were down 7-0. Came up with bases loaded and it hit a bomb. I mean, to it. I've hit many bombs in my life, and I guess just another one.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's great. Okay, let's talk about, as you said, first started on JV and then we're able to join the varsity team, I believe, for the playoffs. Talk about that process, and again, how you were able to move up the ladder so quickly, and I mean, especially for ending your freshman year on such a high note. Just talk about that, Jody.
The coaches saw that I put in a lot of work. They saw that my approach changed a lot since I got to school. So they told me that my approach changed a lot since the fall. They thought I was during the fall. They thought I was just a straight pull hitter, and then once games started to come around, I just started spraying the ball everywhere, and they really saw that I can hit. And plus my pitching, I dominated them as well. Yes, sir.
Okay, talk about that moment that you got the word that you were going to be called up to varsity. That first game, just must have been a surreal moment for you. That the fact
Yes, sir.
that you're on the varsity baseball team in your freshman year. Just talk about that, Jody.
I mean, it felt great. All the hard work I put in for that moment, it felt really, really great, and really excited for next season.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a daunting task, as a freshman, but I'm just wondering what you were able in that short duration to learn from the upperclassmen, especially, the juniors, seniors, and just maybe some, knowledge, some of the tidbits they passed down to you in terms of being, on the varsity squad.
Upperclassmen were really good role models towards me. They taught me a lot about how baseball is in high school. It's a lot different in summer ball than high, because in high school ball you play as a team. Summer ball you play to get your name out, start getting recruited and stuff to take it to the next level. Upperclassmen were really good to me. I couldn't thank them any more than yes, sir.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, let's talk about Dyer High School in terms of playing the home games, and then flip side, those road games is away games as well. Just talk about the environment, just there, putting on that jersey, what that represents to you personally, Jody.
I mean, I love it here. The fans, they're always loud. Our facility is, I think, one of the greatest in the state of Texas. It's we have a full turf field. And yeah, I love putting on that guy jersey. Feels good.
Yeah, I mean, it said to have those amenities, those first class facilities. I'm sure it plays such a essential role in terms of that you go out there, that you have that support, and it just being able to play the game you love. Okay, don't want to forget about of course your the coaching staff, head coach Watson, assistant coaches Weatherford and Parham. Just talk about support that you receive from them, and just in terms of leadership as well from especially Coach Watson.
Yeah, I mean, during the fall they were hard on me, and I thank them for being hard on me, because that was really, I don't know how to say it, but they pushed me. They pushed me to be a better player, and Watson pushed me. Parham pushed me. I'd like to thank Coach Weatherford as well. I didn't get to play for him, but he's a great coach. One of the best coaches I've been around. And yes, sir. And then Coach Hobbs, my JV coach, he was a really good coach as well.
That's terrific. Hey, before we came on there, we talked about that you're playing travel club this summer, North Texas Longhorns. Talk about playing for that team, and just again, keeping your skills fresh, being able to, I mean, that's the great thing, staying active year round. So the fact that you're not really going to skip a beat, just talk about that, Jody.
I think my North my North Texas Longhorns team is, I think, one of the most underrated teams in the U.S. Great baseball players. I think also some of the most underrated baseball players are on the North Texas Longhorns. We compete, we pick each other up, and we have a lot of talent on that squad. Yes, sir. And
That's wonderful.
great coaches, because we have multiple coaches. Yes, sir.
Just talk about the level of competition. I'm sure it's top notch, Jody. The fact that you're probably playing against some of the best players in the state of Texas. Just talk about that element.
Once we get on that field, we compete. We get after it. We pick each other up. We compete. I mean, any team we play, we'll compete, try our best, and yes, sir, we'll play as hard as we can.
That's great. Hey, I wanted to go back to in terms of the training here, because technology today, I was looking at online, one of the sites that, has your profile, and we talk about exit wheel, hand speed, bat speed. I don't know if it's the 60-yard, if it's the dash or the run, but just talk about being able to tap into that in terms of and utilizing that technology, because and then even with social media, with the highlights as well, like Huddle. I mean, there's so much that goes into it, but I'm just wondering,
Yes, sir.
for you, again, as both a hitter and pitcher, and a fielder as well, being able to use those numbers and gauge where your progress is and what you have to do, again, to just boost you up to that next tier level. Just talk about that, Jody.
I like to look back at what like my 60-yard dash was then, like I think a couple months ago, and it's much better now. My exit velo is higher. My fastball velocity has gone up a lot since then.
Yeah.
I like to look at the progress, and the technology is great now. I mean, you get to see where you're at, where you were at, and how much you've made, how much progress you've made throughout the years.
I think it's such a game changer, that for athletes today, that really, not only in terms of their skills, but then you talk about even that you have so many eyes on you, watching your highlights, and like the fact that, people can reach out to you and that they can comment, and I'm sure, so you've received a lot of positive feedback, from, opposing coaches, players, even your own school as well. So, I know it's just not about being an athlete, it's being a student athlete, and you've been able to master that craft, Jody, say A's and B's. And I know that your ultimate goal is to get A's, straight across the board. Just talk about, in terms of time management, organization, how you've been able to balance that, because it's not an easy, easy task to do so. I mean, you talk about the practices, you talk about the games, training. I mean, as you alluded to, I mean, you're 2 days sometimes, and you're tapped out. But the fact that you've been able to still, keep within that zone. Just talk about that, Jody.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. Like having practices, lifts, school. It does take up a lot of time, but you have to make time for your schoolwork, because you have to be smart to be able to make it to the next level as well. Having good grades and doing your homework, studying for tests and everything like that, keeping your grades up. That's a priority.
Yeah, that actually leads to my next segment, is that the support that you receive from Dyer High School in terms of the student body, the administration, athletic department. I always, as athletes, that you need a structure in place. If you don't, from top to bottom, don't have that in place, you're not going to have a winning program. You're not going to have a successful high school as well. Just talk about what they've been able to, in terms of your, development, just helping you out. I said here, just charting through the waters in your freshman year here.
I mean, it's been great. They've helped me a lot. They've helped me with some recruitment as well. They'll help us with lifts and stuff. Football coaches will help us with lifts as well. Our football coach really knows a lot on strength and conditioning as well, so he'll help us out with that a lot. And we also do sprints and stuff to get faster, stay flexible. So yeah,
That's great. Yeah, I think that comes again as I was asking before the strength and conditioning. If you're not, especially with playing other sports, but especially baseball, you need that flexibility. You need to stay
yes,
loose
sir.
because that's how injuries can crop up if you don't have that in place. Hey, I'm wondering when it comes to Dyer High School, what makes it so special? Like what it makes it special here your freshman year to attend this school, and just in terms of the support from the community as well.
I think we all just uh, cared for each other, picked each other up. If someone was down, you picked them up. I think we're just like a family, we
That's great. Hey, just
yeah, we
talk
were
about
all good friends.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, no, just talk about the students because I think to have that school pride is important. Talk about and you talk the home games especially having that in place. Just talk about like during the week leading up to a game day, just in terms of support from your fellow classmates. How again critical that was.
yeah. I mean, all my classmates were all excited to come watch, and they would all when it came to game day, they're all there on the side cheering us on, and yeah, they're really supportive, really supportive people.
That's
Yes, sir.
super. Hey, most importantly, you need your family. So I wanted to ask you about your dad, Tony, your mom, Michelle, and your younger brother, Jaden. Just talk about what they've meant to you in terms of, this journey and the fact that you've been able to succeed, at such a early stage here, especially in your freshman year of high school at Dyer High School. Just talk about that aspect, Jody.
Um, my parents, I couldn't thank them more than I do. They I wouldn't be here without them. They've pushed me hard. They've um they've inspired me to do great things. My brother's always cheering me on, and I like my brother also inspires me because I mean I have to be a good role model to him, so he
Yeah.
keeps me in check like that.
Mhm.
Parents, I love my parents. They've done a lot for me. They they have really have.
That's fantastic. That's really nice to hear. Okay, just a couple more left, Jody. So, growing up, I'm wondering what sports, any other sports you played, and when you knew that baseball was something that you could be really good at, and just finally, what makes the game of baseball so special to play? I know there's a lot to pack in there, but just wanted to ask you about those areas.
I grew up playing baseball most of the time. I played basketball and football in middle school, but I didn't. I mean, it was just for sports. Ball. I love the game. It is a game of ups and downs, and you just got to be your, your mentality has to be good. You just got to be strong minded, and succeeding in this game is one of the best feelings. One once you're playing super good, you feel the greatest. Once you're playing bad, you just can't get down on yourself. You just got to keep going, keep
Yeah.
pushing, keep working. I love the game of baseball. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think again, people tend to maybe forget that it's so much a mental game. I mean, it's just as
Yes, sir. It
physical.
is. It really is.
Mentally, if you're not locked in, if you don't have that, and especially the last couple of years of COVID, a lot has been made of mental health and the fact that if you are not in tune, you can easily the game can really get away from you, and it said you can really get lost in the shuffle. But again, you've been able to definitely thrive in that environment. Hey, I'm wondering when it comes to I don't know if it's either college baseball or Major League Baseball, any players that you pay particular attention to and sort of like try to maybe sort of emulate or take away some of their tendencies and maybe apply it to your game, Jody.
I really like King Griffey Jr. It's one of my favorite baseball players. I also grew up liking David Ortiz, but
Yeah,
I don't really try to mimic their game. I just
yeah,
try to be myself.
that's great. That's great.
It's really, I do like them. But yes, sir.
That's good. That's good. Hey, you talked about being a role model for your younger brother, Jaden. I think you're in a perfect position here because, especially for younger kids out there, athletes, what your message, your advice would be for them in terms of like, trying to navigate, and just trying to, figure out what sports, and when it comes to baseball, trying to achieve, and be the best they can at that sport, what they need to do, because there's so many outside influence. We talk about social media. There's so much pressure that is really put on you guys. I'm just wondering, again, what would you say to those younger kids and athletes out there?
I would say have fun, number one. Have fun. Never let the game get you down or anything. Have fun. Compete, work hard, and just keep working, and things will fall in place.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, you still have 3 more years left here. I'm wondering, like, did you anticipate how fast this could occur in terms of your, success? That, that look, I'm able to put up these numbers, and, still the sky's the limit for you. There's so much more, to, again, in terms of accomplishments and accolades. So just talk about that, Jody.
I mean, I've been working really hard, and these next 3 years, I'm hoping to put up better numbers. That's my goal, to put up hit more home runs in high school ball, get some awards, yes. So I mean, that's about it.
That's great. Okay, Jody, you get the last word here in terms of final message, for family, friends, classmates, teammates, Dyer High School, and just the community there in Denton, Texas. The floor is yours, Jody.
Just wait. What do you want me to say?
Oh, just if you have a final message, just for family, friends, classmates, teammates. I like to do this is give the athlete the the last word. If you just in terms of just thanking people, and just that's really what it comes down to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like
Sorry
to
about that.
Oh, you're good. I like to thank my parents, my brother, Dyer baseball, all my coaches, and Coach Body, my NCO coach, Coach Watson, Coach Weatherford, Coach Hobbs, Coach Farm for pushing me. And yes, sir. It's pretty good. So,
sounds good. Hey, Jody, just absolute true honor and privilege being able to interview you, and just giving me this chance to, and the fact that you were able to share your background story. So wishing you continued success at Dyer High School on the varsity baseball team, and also with the club baseball team, the North Texas Longhorns, and looking forward to seeing what you do said in the next 3 years there at Dyer High School.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.